Hello, good morning. It's Thursday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 6:31. Hello, Abid. Welcome. Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to my class. It's our regular ongoing class about IELTS exam. Okay. Hello, Ainura. Welcome. Good morning.
Good day, teacher.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Excuse me. Oops. Sorry. Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you. I'm going to share something. Give me a quick moment. So, did you write any other topic after that?
No, I will do it on the on this weekends. Your gut flu?
No, I'll be back in a moment. I have to take a hay fever tablet. Okay, hang on a second. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No worries.
Okay, so let's discuss today uh, IELTS speaking task 2 and 3. Okay, Ainara? Did you do this one last time? A house or apartment you'd like to live in?
A house or apartment you would like to live in? No. We spoke about house problems in your country.
Okay. Then we'll choose a different topic. It's related to the same topic. Okay. Please remember when you are giving examples for the IELTS speaking part 3, which is more analytical answers, we focus these 5 things: reasons, effects, comparison, supporting examples, personal experiences. So, what it means. And before that, I'd like to show you a video. Okay, give me 1 quick second, please. Mm, is it the sound coming from you?
Sound. Yeah. I will be. I'll not sound. Sorry.
Okay, so today we're going to see a mini video about the speaking part, and it's all about grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've decided to take the IELTS exam. Good for you. It's the test for study, work, and life. The IELTS speaking test is divided into three sections. Part 1 is an introduction and general questions. Part 2 is the long turn. And Part 3 is an analytical discussion. Here we look at the criteria of grammatical range and accuracy. Look for the other three criteria in other videos. This criteria focuses on the range and accuracy of the test taker's grammar while speaking. Look for our accompanying downloads for examples of the range of grammatical structure. The range of grammar includes using a variety of complex structures. These are sentences with multiple bits of information. Contrast that to separate, simple sentences with a single piece of information. For example, just beside the station was a stadium which was built in the 19th century and where games are now held every weekend. It isn't expected that candidates are 100% accurate. However, control is important. The Band 7 definition for grammatical range and accuracy says frequently produces error-free sentences, though some grammatical mistakes persist. It's not just the number of grammatical mistakes, but also how seriously these mistakes block communication. To improve your grammar, take these steps. Be prepared. Make sure that you know the speaking test format and what type of questions to expect in each section. Many tasks in Part 2 of the IELTS speaking test relate to the past, so you most likely use past tenses. Ensure you know the past tenses of common verbs. Some questions in Part 3 ask you to speculate about the future, so use the right tenses in the answers to reflect this. Look out for the British Council's Johnny Grammar apps and videos that can help explain the commonly used tenses for you. Practice. Particularly think about the tenses you use. Ensure these relate to the questions. If the question asked is, "What did you do at work today?" the main word here is did, which is in the past tense, so your answer should be in the past tense too. For example, today I wrote a business brief. Don't worry if you realize you've made a mistake. It's okay to correct yourself. Record yourself speaking and listen to identify errors. IELTS results range from band scores of 1 to 9. However, there are not specific questions for different band scores, and there can't be, as the score isn't assigned until the end of the speaking test. Also, remember there are no quotas for IELTS band scores. Each individual is scored on their own merits. For more information, please see the other speaking test videos: Fluency and Coherence, Lexical Resource and Accuracy, and Pronunciation.
Okay, that's the end of this small video. Is all about grammar, and if you remember that it carries 25% marks of the whole IELTS exam. So, dear viewers, once again, welcome. And today we're going to have a test, about the speaking part 2 and 3. Okay, this will be the topic. Um, Ainura, an interesting animal you have seen. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Describe an interesting animal you have seen.
so what would describe what animal it was, why you think it is an interesting animal, when and where you saw it, and explain how you feel about this animal, any other related information.
Mm. It is challenging for me because I don't know many words about describing features of animal, but I will try.
Yeah, that is
Mm.
the interesting part of the IELTS exam. In speaking but two, it could be a known topic, it could be an unknown topic. These classes
Mhm.
will help you just develop your confidence and your communication skill. As you might be aware, in order to describe any topic, we should know the vocabulary. That is very important, as well as the grammar rules.
Mhm. Mm.
And
Recently,
hang
shall
on a
I begin
second.
or
Before
what?
that, take one
Mhm.
minute to point your notes. Remember, in IELTS exam, you'll be given 1 minute before you start your conversation. And
Mhm.
remember the question pattern of this topic. It's in past tense. What animal it was. You see past tense and why you think it is an interesting. This is present tense. And why, when and why you saw it. Again, it's past tense. Explains how you feel. It is present tense. Remember that if a question topic or pattern is based on past tense, you must use the past tense. Okay, and that is like a mandatory.
Mhm.
And take 1 minute, as I said, and in the real life exam, you'll be given 1 minute, and after that, you'll start speaking. And I'm going to check the timing as well, so that it's good for you and me. And also, try to focus these four things: fluency and coherence, lexical resources, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Try to use compound sentences wherever possible. Give us a real life example wherever possible. And dear viewers, especially the new users who has got these sprouts leaves beside their name, you may be entitled to get this lesson freely. And that's very easy. Visit my profile and subscribe from there. You don't have to pay any money. That is the offer from the Hallo and from me. And let me know when you're ready. But if you want me to explain any of this part of the question, let me know. I'll explain at the beginning. But once you have started speaking, you'll not be able to ask any question. You have to just answer or explain. Okay?
Mhm.
So you can choose any animal, like you can choose dog, cat, zebra,
Yeah.
elephant. Okay? And
Mhm.
why you think it's interesting? Now you have to describe the quality of the animal. And for this topic, many of my students always describe about cat. They're like, cat is so cuddly, so cute. They listen to you, you take them outside, they play with you, etc., etc. And when and where you saw it, you can say it is 2 years ago, it is in my home. I took it from someone else. and I, I take care of you. Okay, so it is a family member of us, and then you can say
Mhm.
how you feel about it. How much do you like it or love it? Do you give it food? Sometimes it tries to sleep with you, etc. in the bed. Okay, sometimes it tries to
Mhm.
make mess of the house. You can say negative sides as well, or any other
Shall
related
I
information.
begin?
Yes, after you let me know when you like to begin, then I'll start counting the time. I believe that you're ready now, no?
Yeah, I can. uh, yeah, as I said, it is very challenging for me. Um, last last weekend, I had a chance to go hiking, and there uh, I I saw a shepherd riding his horse. Um, they he was riding very quickly, and uh, uh, when he had got close to us, um, I could uh, watch the horse with being amazed. The horse was dark brown, uh, very healthy and strong. He had strong muscles and long legs. And then they stood by our side to greet us as well as we did. Mm, that moment, for a while, um, I could feel that the horse uh, feelings. No, uh, uh, the the horse was horse eyes were very big and deep, and for that moment, I could feel that the horse had feelings as a human being too, because his eyes possessed some kind of sadness and cleverness.
Hmm. You're doing great.
Mm. After that, uh, I asked the shepherd if I could touch the horse. When I touched the horse, my feelings became stronger, and I could feel some friendship from between me and the horse. He was calm and sticky, not moving much. I felt that he liked me and our group of people. Then they left the shepherd and the horse, again riding very speedy. Um, that feeling lasted in me for a while. I never felt it before for some animal. That's it, I think, teacher.
Okay. It's spoken 3 minutes 42 seconds, though your fluency was being interrupted because you're pausing very often. Remember, it is very
Pausing, you mean this thing?
No, you're giving gaps for 4 or 5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
most of the time because
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for the appropriate word. And as you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's a
Yes.
new and challenging topic. I believe that that was the reason. However, your fluency has been affected by the way you're talking. And in IELTS exam or any other conversation when you're participating, it is important to maintain the flow of the speaking and fluency as well. Remember, Ainura, this is the reality that some topics could be
Mm-hmm.
challenging
Mm.
and you have to be prepared
Because
for
I
that.
just
Yeah, go on.
make up story at the moment I spoke.
Exactly, and that's the fact. IELTS exam, especially task 2, is nothing but creating your own story in a very good logical way so that people can listen to you. It doesn't matter whether the story is real or not, but the matter is that
Mm-hmm.
whether you can create something new and speak about it.
Mm-hmm. Was it clear? Like, I mean, the meaning of my sentences, my words.
Most of them are clear somewhat, uh, as you know, we do not expect 100% accuracy. If you have, if you can remember the video, it was saying, we do not expect there is 100% accuracy from the candidates. That's why it is called
Mm-hmm.
test. And but by
Mm-hmm.
practicing more, I believe that you or anyone can develop their, communication skill. So, well done. However, because you have spoken 3 minutes 42 seconds, that is the amazing part. In IELTS exam, you have to speak at least 2 minutes about the topic, or if you want to, you can speak more.
Mm. So I have to speak myself.
Yes, if you remember on the first day, I just gave you a hint that choose a topic, record in your mobile phone, and speak at least 2 minutes.
Mm.
And after that, you
Mm-hmm.
listen to it. Oftentimes, it happens that you'll be able to understand, oh, this grammar is wrong, or this sentence is incorrect,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe this vocabulary
Mm-hmm.
doesn't match it. Remember that you have to be
Mm-hmm.
always be proactive about choosing a word and grammar sentences, as well as how well you can present to the listener or audience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Abid, Deepak,
Yes.
Azamat, welcome. So well done. However, as I said, your grammar is most of them are correct, and vocabulary seems to be the normal vocabs. You have to use some standard high vocab. I know that you're good at creating compound sentences, but when it's a challenging topic, it is difficult to create a sentence, and that's the fact. And you have to accept it
Yeah.
as it is.
Like animals is not my topic.
Yeah, in real life exam, it could be any topic. So we have to be prepared. Remember that, even though you don't like the topic, but you have to speak it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well done. And the fluency I've
Yes.
discussed, your lexical resource, grammar, and pronunciation. Your pronunciation is okay, more or less, except 1 or 2 words, but that's fine. Okay,
Did you
so
remember which words
mhm,
exactly? Which words uh, did you marked? Did you mark
uh,
for pronunciation?
okay, I'll give you a test. When you are finished this lesson, you can watch this
Okay.
video, this part, when
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear it. Sometimes it will be better for you if you listen to it by yourself. As you know that
Mm-hmm.
this video is saved underneath my Hello account and Facebook ID and YouTube channel. You can watch from anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that's the speaking part 2. Let's go to speaking part 3. And in speaking part 3 is more analytical answers, if you remember.
They are analytically.
A-
How could-
Analytical answer means more elaborative. You have to give a little bit more explanation. And please remember that you will get only 20 to 30 seconds time for every question. So do not go for a details answer, but
Shirin, sorry,
that's okay.
May. Sorry. I'm back. Okay. Sorry for interrupting our lesson. Yeah, you can go on. I'm back, teacher.
Okay. Who did you speak to?
About what we have, we that we have to an analytical skills, so analytical sentences to create in speaking to poet.
Right. Okay. And the next matter is that um, when you are giving answer in the speaking part 3, as you can see, uh, always try to bring this information. And this information are, I already explained earlier. Where is it?
Mhm.
If you remember, these are the things you have to give the reasons of the answer, how the answer affects, and you can compare, and you have to bring a supporting example from your known circle, personal circle. And also
Mhm.
sometimes you have to compare and contrast. Okay, so speaking part 3, you'll answer one question one at a time. Uh, so would you like to read the question, please? The first question.
What kind of animals do people have in their homes? A lot of animals are getting extinct these days. What do you think about this? Why is it happening? Earlier, people used animals for their work. Now, what do people use to do their work? Researches are being conducted on animals. Is this a good idea?
Okay, so let's focus on the first
Mhm.
question. What kind of animals do people have in their homes?
Mm, Mostly cats, dogs are very popular. Um,
Okay, remember, Ainura, when you are answering, according to the IELTS guidelines, you must answer with full sentence
Whole sentence, yeah, I got.
and use the same pattern of the question or grammar.
Hmm.
So you'll start like this.
These days, like,
Yeah, these days there are many people who like different kinds of animals. Then you can give the example dog, cats, etc. Instead of straight going to the answer, bring one or two sentences related to the topic, related to the question.
hmm so I will again answer, yeah, teacher.
Hmm.
Nowadays, people have in their homes mostly animals like cat and dogs. They are more popular um, comparatively to other animals, but we can also observe that when people uh, have domestic animals like rats, birds, parrots, um, but there are also animals to have some goods like cows, horses, sheep for meat, for milk, and sometimes, rarely, but There are even reptiles at people's home, like snakes and varan. I don't know it in English.
What's that?
Like small crocodile.
Alligator.
Alligators big like small crocodile, but it's um, small.
Hello, letter R. Hello, letter R. Hang on a moment. Can you hear me? Letter R. Okay, it's gone. Okay, go on. Is it? Do you mean by lizard?
Lizard, yeah. Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Lizard, yeah. Those snakes and lizards are extraordinary animals that people have in their homes.
Okay.
This is for what first question?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Number two. A lot of animals are getting extinct these days. What do you think about this, and why is it happening?
Extinct. It means to do them home animals.
No, they're getting finished,
Finished. Like passing away.
passing away. People are killing, and for money. That could be many
I see.
many
So
reasons.
they diminishing, yeah. Like,
Yes.
mhm. Mhm. Yes, I think this is a big problem because all animals are for one purpose here in our world. They balance our life with nature.
Hmm.
They um, like they're created for some purpose, and if one of animal is uh, decreasing in popularity, yeah, population, then it can bring another negative influences for nature. For example, if there are a lot of if we kill a lot of snakes, for example, there can be a lot of rats that can bother our lives, people's lives.
Okay.
Is it enough for a question?
Kind of, but it should be more specific. There are three parts of this question. A lot of animals are getting extinct these days. Now you have
Mm-hmm.
to tell which animals. Then what do you think about this? You have to tell us the reason. Remember, this is your answer, so don't worry whether it's right or wrong. You'll answer from the perspective of the understanding why these animals are getting extinct, and then you'll tell why it is happening.
We have the same extincting animal problems in our country. We used to have a lot of like tiger, like tiger,
Ti-
puma. It
yeah.
not tiger. Yeah,
Pu-
tigers. We have used to have tigers, but they like leopard. Yeah, leopards. They are not with lines on their backs, but they are with dots.
mhm.
And now they're extincting, and we have even in parks like memorials uh, and that sculptures of them are created so that they possess that they're demolishing. They have um, like holes in their sculpture, and there underneath it is written that this animal is getting extinct day by day. We have to of take care of them. In our country, there are some also eagles are getting extinct. Uh, the variety, like 20 years ago, was much more, but these days the variety is declining.
Mm-hmm.
And this brings disorders in natural in nature order that can bring even some climate changes which influence directly to human life. So um, there are many production development in many countries, and we also have to increase energy consumption so that we create many wind energy collectors, or we create some water pools for watering ourselves, for water supply. And these all human deeds influence nature, and the nature influence animals' life,
Mm-hmm.
so that we are getting far from pure nature, which is the most useful for human being.
Okay. You have to be a little bit focused when you're telling the reasons rather than general answer. Let me give you some hints. You'll start like this. There are many reasons for the extinctions. The most important reasons are like catastrophic events, like say earthquake, okay, or maybe fire.
Mm,
Then diseases. Some animal get disease and they die. Then predators.
mhm,
Predators means others animal hunt them and kill them and eat them. Or the
predator.
climate change, okay, like say global warming, or too
Mm,
much cold or too much hot.
mm,
And also other reasons may include demographic and genetic phenomena. That means when an animal changes its environment, sometimes it can't cope up with the environment. And
mm,
humans destroy their living place, safe place, like jungle. They're cutting forests, okay, they're draining water, so it's difficult for them to survive.
mhm,
And sometimes some people hunt them for money. So these are the most
mhm,
important reasons. So it is better for
mhm.
you always to highlight the reasons like this, okay?
You have to be an expert, yeah, to some level in this topic, because
I understand your point, but yet sometimes some topic could be challenging. And as I said,
mm,
and I'm sure everyone knows, that you can only speak about a topic when you know the related words, lexical resource, we call it, or vocabs.
mm, mhm,
Okay.
yeah,
Not bad. The way I have answered is also good, but it will not bring much mark. You have to get enough
mhm,
mark. Okay, next
mhm.
questions. Earlier, people used animals for their work. Now, what do people use to do their work?
Horses, some yaks. Do you say yak? I don't know. Like cow,
Yoke, you
mm,
mean?
yok, a male of cow.
Okay, I think is it
They
Y?
use
Oh, okay. Is it Y-O-K-E, yoke?
Maybe we say yak in English. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay, so
Not cow, but bull. I think, yeah, bull.
bull. Okay, you have to give examples which animals we use for work. Like it could be elephant, it could be donkey, it could be cow, or it could be
Mm-hmm.
camel.
Camel, yeah.
The camel is called the sheep of desert because in desert area you can't just go. Camel can move. Well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he has storage of water.
and it has got enough storage of water. And remember, when you get this kind of questions, always give examples. Then the
Mm-hmm.
next question is, what do people used to do their work? Now, what do people used to do their work?
Now, what do people use to do their work?
Hmm.
It means what do they use for the same work? Like, for
Yes,
example,
same
we
work,
tractors.
or,
We
or
shifted to tractors
and also
to
do people?
track.
Yeah, now hang on a second. Do people also use those animals? This could be another part of the question, the hidden part. I'm sure in many countries in the world, they use still those animals for their household work, for
Mm-hmm.
carrying, for plowing, for
Mm-hmm.
transportation. And then you have to be
Mm-hmm.
specific, like they use horse or elephant, or they use a cow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have to give examples, yes, tractor, or they use van, transportation, car, vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
minivan,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, give me the answer one more time because I've given you clue so that you can answer it.
Mm-hmm. May I ask a question? I should ask. I should answer only the second part of this for this question. Yeah. Now, what do people use to do their work? Yeah.
Remember
I do
this.
not. I
Sorry,
do not.
I know that this is the tricky part. Though you think that you should answer the second part, but still you can relate the first part to the second part.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That side is a bit tricky.
Mm, okay. Mm, in close in close history, about 20 years ago, people used to used animals for their work much. They used cows, horses, bulls, elephants for shifting some crops, maybe from fields, or watering, for plumping soil and earth. Um, Nowadays, people use some technical vehicles for carrying, transporting their crops and um, where their yield. But we can say that in most developing countries, um, those animals that were used 20, 40, maybe 100 years ago are in use and they're popular there. For example, in India, I
Mhm.
suppose they use they use elephants for carrying some big um,
Mhm.
massive crops or other yields. And in our country, as I told in the previous question, the shepherd was riding his horse to look after his animals. And nowadays, we use technology, but when it comes to animals, anyway, even in very developed countries, they use animals to their work. It is it becomes less dependent. There is less dependence on animals to got to gain work, but um, we can say that in any country, people use animals for their work.
Right. You can bring another example here. The example is in many countries there are some animal circus. Okay, so there are trained person who show the who shows the games with the animals, and that is the livelihood. This is the way they earn the money. All
Mhm.
right. Well then, I know that. I know it's a bit difficult and challenging topic, but you're really doing well. So believe in yourself, even though you think that the answer is not correct, but you must speak it.
Mhm.
Okay.
You have
So
to practice,
yes, practice is the magic
like
word for everything.
choosing topic, then to
Okay.
develop it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The last question: researches are being conducted on animals. Is this a good idea or
Mhm.
bad idea? Now we have to compare and give your opinion whether it's a good idea or not.
Mhm.
Okay, before that, let me ask you a question. Do you know what is called clinical trial? Have you ever heard this word?
Clinical trial.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I never like. It is not common for me in English, but when you translate it, it is very common in my own language.
So tell me, what do you understand by clinical trial?
Uh, in medicine, they often use clinical trials on animals like rats for uh, gaining some outputs
Hmm.
and make conclusion if it will work on people. In medicine, in pharmacy, it is very common to use clinical trials on animals, and of course, they cannot mm,
Why do they?
risk
Do
with
you know?
people.
Sorry, why do they do that? That's my question. Do you know why do they test on animals?
Yeah, they test that on animals, their forecasts and analysis to get some result, and not to risk people,
Result about what?
because result of some medicine, for
What?
example, for vaccines,
Yeah.
they probably
What
did
kind of result are
clinical,
you looking for?
positive or negative, in health. Will it make a sense to recover some disease, or it will not influence, or maybe it can give negative influence
Hmm.
in the end, after uh, after trials.
Okay. Okay. Remember to mention these things. I'm sure you're saying about results. The
Mhm.
results, a drug's results depend on few things: whether the drug has any interaction with the humans or not. Number one, whether it's a suitable medication or not. Number three, whether it is giving you any bad allergic reactions. And also, when they test on animals, they take the blood sample from the animal to find out the drug
Mhm.
concentration in the blood, how fast it is working.
Mhm.
So
Shall I like? It is better to have these answers in my
mind already.
response.
Yes,
Mm,
so you have to just mention clearly whether the drug is safe or not, whether it has got any interactions, and whether you're getting good or positive results. You have already mentioned for the results, positive results.
mm,
Remember that.
mhm.
Okay, so now my question is, do you agree this kind of research being done or not?
Do you agree?
Yes. Is this a good idea? This is the question. That means you have to tell whether it's a good idea or not. If you say good idea, you have to just give your examples and logics and reasons. If you say no, it
Mhm.
is not a good idea, then you have to also tell your reasons why you think it is not good idea.
I can't say exactly if it is good idea, or it is bad idea, but I can have mm, points for both sides
No,
in one.
no, don't go for both sides. I know, right? It's very important to give only one answer. This is another mistakes many students do. You have to tell
Mm,
whether it's a good idea or not. If it's a good idea, just stick to it. If you think that it's not a
mm,
good idea, stick to it. Hello, Abdul Samad. Hello, Sharafzai. Welcome.
okay. Yes, I think it is good idea to make clinical trials on animals before using them on human being, because we can risk with lives of people, and there are some issues. Then scientists have to choose the second, the best worst among their choices, that they can not have any other choice. In these clinical trials, which are much conducted in medicine, it means in the field of people, humans' health and humans' lives, we can offer ourselves, we can risk with animals' lives, like rats, um, because um, the results are very strong and very valuable for uh, medical research, and they can bring um, benefit and wealth to many generations, even if
Mm-hmm.
they're uh, if they're good in result and reach their goal. For example, there are many clinical trials conducted in research against cancer diseases, which are developing, and every year we have uh, new kind of cancers. And while living in a life with technique, um, I mean, not natural. Like we deal not only with nature, uh, we feed we feed ourselves with some chemicals in our food. We have some exhaust fuels that are not natural, and we smell and breathe uh, them every day. So that we have to use chemicals to against them also. And as we live not in pure natural life, uh, we we are meeting such uh, negative influences, which were brought by our technical development. And as a one part of clinical researchers, I agree with idea to risk animals
Hmm.
on this purpose.
Okay, well, you have answered really elaboratively. But remember, in IELTS exam, you will get only 20 to 30 seconds. So you have to concise your answer. So I,
Mm-hmm,
I I understand that you agree with this clinical trial where researchers use animals for the medication. Then you'll say, yes, I agree with that researchers should use it. Then you highlight two, 3 points and give it
mm-hmm.
examples. For example, the recent COVID situation, the vaccination has been tested with some animals, and after that, they produced the vaccination and supplied worldwide. Give some example, real life example, okay? And COVID vaccination is an amazing example in this case. All right, well done,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Ainura. Remember, though it's a bit
Mm-hmm.
difficult but challenging topic, but you have nailed it down at the last moment. And honestly, that's why I always ask each and everyone, practice at home. Practice is the magic word. And if you
Yeah.
practice, if you work hard, definitely you're going to get good results. So there is no doubt at all. Bear in
Yeah.
mind that you can only practice and get the idea by reading more. Now, if the topic is uh, greenhouse, and if you don't know what is greenhouse, then there is no way you can describe it, right, Ainura?
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, if the topic is
Yes.
global warming, and if the topic is uh, why families are separating nowadays in many countries, so we have to find out the
Yeah.
reason, the financial reason, psychological reason, and many other reasons. For every
Mm-hmm.
answer in IELTS exam, it is expected that you give with a good example. Tell the reason and give example. Don't say I agree, but you have to also say why you agree as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So we've got less than a minute. Thank you very much once
Yeah.
again for joining. Any other
Thank you.
question, Ainura?
No, I will try to do some two topics maybe, and
Yes,
I'll
send it to
get
me later, please. Yeah.
uh,
So don't worry, you
mm,
can send as many topics as you like.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
So
very
that
much.
it's a good practice for your writing and also to get to know about the quality. So that is the
Mm-hmm.
advantage being my subscriber on this class or lessons, that you can always ask me question and get help and support.
Yeah. Good. Good. Teacher. Very good. Thank you. Bye.
You're
Take
very
care.
welcome. So,
Yeah.
dear viewers,
See you.
yeah, you take care. I'll see you later. Uh, our session is going to be finished in the next 8 seconds. Now 6. Thank you very much. I'll see you later. Take care and practice every day.